up, team? Wasn't planning on filming or posting anything today. Monday is normally a pretty busy day for me down here in the life of the cellar dweller. But I found that without question today has been my hardest day since all this distance learning thing started. And I think it's because I'm starting to see the true struggles of many of my students dealing with this. And I couldn't even imagine to pretend to put myself in the shoes of a high schooler, because let's call a spade. When I was in high school, the reason why I went to school is for socialization and for sports. And if those two things were taken away, I mean, I wasn't going to school to learn. So in seeing many of my students dealing with this and how it's manifesting in their lives, it's become an incredibly huge challenge to keep them motivated, to keep them positive, and to keep them moving in a direction that moves them closer to the people who they want to be. So in thinking about how this whole thing is impacting them, it's also kind of had me do some deeper reflecting today on how it's impacting me. And I'm realizing that small things that I used to love have changed. You know, like I used to love to go to the grocery store, all the colors and people I didn't know I get to talk with, and making people smile that look grumpy. Like I take on those little challenges each time I go, and that's fun. And I realized that this pandemic is impacting people on so many catastrophic ways and at such crazy and scary and depressing levels that no matter what we talk about, there's always somebody or something that's getting hit harder by this than what I'm sharing about. But I keep coming back to my students. And I think it's really, really easy for us, or let me use me as in this example, to say, well, this isn't fair. I no longer get to do this, or no, I no longer can do that, or I no longer have access to this. And it's human nature for us in any situation to think about what's not fair once we begin to compare ourselves or our situations with someone else's. My students would tell you one of my mantras is comparison is the foundation of unhappiness. I saw this firsthand when I lived in Vietnam and saw these kids that were naked playing in the mud puddles by the side of the road with giant cars going past them and smog and pollution all around them, and they were as happy as can be because they didn't know anything other than that. And we as humans are pretty happy until we realize what we can't do or what we can't have or what someone else has. So where I'm trying to put my mindset right now is when I think about what's not fair, let's flip it. Let's say, Pete, it's not fair that you are healthy. It's not fair that you have this house in a safe neighborhood with clean running water and heat in the winter. It's not fair that I have an incredible relationship with my wife and a super healthy, energetic, enthusiastic daughter who is now riding her bike inside and outside of the house. It's not fair that I've never had to worry about where my next meal is coming from, or that I have clothes on my back. It's not fair that I still have a job that I love with supportive colleagues and an amazing school community. It's not fair that I still have both of my parents and both of my brothers are integral parts of my life that are happy and healthy. It's not fair that I have this incredible home gym that I can keep my fitness up while this whole pandemic is happening. It's not fair that my family has 2 cars and we took one off the road so we wouldn't have to pay for the expenses and the insurance and all that of one when we don't need it. We don't need 2 cars. It's not fair. So I'm trying to flip it and think about what it is that I do have and what I can be grateful for, and what really is not fair is all that I have. And instead of just thinking about that, but acting on it, so how can I share what I have with people that need it? And I need to be better about that. I need to move forward with that. I need to be creative with that. I need to find ways that I can not only motivate but inspire, because to me motivation is temporary, inspiration is permanent. And I need to take what's not fair and try to make it more fair for other people. I heard somebody once say, if there's somebody that has more than they need, then there's probably somebody that doesn't have enough. And it's the person that has more that they need. It's their job to share it with those that don't have enough. So I'm going to continue to grind and continue to give everything I got as far as schooling goes. My wife and I are putting in way more hours now than we ever have with school, and we're going to continue to do so. I'm going to grind right to the bitter end. I'm going to give you guys everything I have, my students, and reach out. Let me know what you need and how I can help from afar. And let's stay strong. Let's stay in this together. And that's all I got for today.